Thank you for joining us today. Uh,
Happy to join. Zoom. Is it recorded?
okay. So good morning. Thank you for joining us today, Saturday, September 26th, for Back to School, Back to Work in Uncertain Times, Enhancing Brain Health and Cognitive Resiliency. Today, we have our hosts. I'm Dr. Omowumi Oshinubi with Transformation Health Associates. I'm a Pure Platinum Executive. Melissa Orban, she's a Presidential Pure Black Diamond, and Dr. Nkem Opala of Victory Clinic. She's a Pure Sapphire Executive. So we're your hosts for today, and we're glad that you can join us. And we want you to just go to the chat box and start to, tell us who invited us. We want to thank them for inviting you to this presentation today. And while we do that, I'm going to see if I can mute the participants. Let's see if I can do that. Hello? All right. So today we're going to cover what the impact of COVID-19 has been on brain health. We're going to specifically look at the role of inflammation in brain health, and we're going to give you strategies for how to optimize your brain health. We're going to talk about the important role of nutrition and brain health. And then we're going to give you a brief introduction to People United Reaching Everyone, that is PURE. We're going to briefly go over some of the practical applications in clinical practice, and that's going to be done by Dr. Nkem Opala of the Victory Medical Clinic. And then there's some exciting information that we want to share with you at the end of the program. So please stay with us till the end. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so let's just get with the program here. We know that COVID-19 has changed our world in really unprecedented ways. We never knew that we were going to encounter this, when we turned the year in 2019 over to 2020. So the problem, though, is that with COVID-19, it's a highly infectious, multisystemic inflammatory disease. And the reason why it's such a problem is that a lot of people are at risk of this infectious disease. Everyone knows somebody who may be at high risk of getting severe illness after contacting the virus. That means that you know somebody who either is on the obese side, or they have high blood pressure or coronary heart disease, or even someone who's over the age of 65, or they have underlying conditions like diabetes. All of these are risk factors. And we know that there is no effective treatment to date. And so that makes it a real high dread disease. With all of the concerns about infection, and we've had to practice social distancing, it's related into social isolation, and that has had impact on our brain health, mental and cognitive health. And that impact has been direct or indirect. And let's go over what the impact has been. All right, so this is not just an American problem, it's a global issue. And when they looked at adults who've experienced stress, anxiety, or sadness that was difficult for them to cope with alone during this pandemic, about a third of adults in the United States said, yes, we're having these kinds of difficulties. And we can see that it's affecting people in other countries as well. Now, when they did surveys of adults in the United States, the result that are reporting symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic, this was not too long ago, this was this summer. A good 40% of the people that responded said, we're experiencing both anxiety and depression. That is 4 out of 10 people. That's a lot of people that are experiencing mental health symptoms related to this pandemic. Now we're talking about returning to work, right? After the pandemic lockdown. What's happening in the workplace? They did a survey of about 2,000 employees, and what did they find? That about more than half are saying, you know what? Since COVID-19, I feel emotionally exhausted. They're having sadness in their day-to-day life. They're becoming more and more irritable. Some are more confused. They're having problems sleeping. They're having problems with anger. Some have problems with guilt. And this is a sizable proportion of people in the workplace. They're your co-workers. They're your friends at work. And if you think that it's only affecting maybe the junior workers or the individual contributors, that's not true. It's really affecting everybody, including the senior level managers in the same way. About 4 out of 10 across the board are experiencing this. So what's the impact on workplace productivity? 7 out of 10 people are experiencing stress related to COVID. What's the reason they're having this stress? They have the fear of contracting the virus. They're experiencing financial pressure. There are concerns about their job security. Some are not happy because they're stuck at home, and there's loneliness and social isolation. Those are important contributors to stress. Now, how is that affecting productivity in the workplace? 3 out of 10 say their productivity has decreased. They're having difficulty concentrating. It's longer for them to complete their job tasks. They're having difficulty thinking or reasoning or deciding. They're putting off the challenging work, procrastinating, which is the ultimate thief of time. They're having difficulty juggling multiple responsibilities. So this really does have an impact, not just on our mental health and our emotional health, but also on our work productivity. Now, let's talk about our children. Our children are our prized possessions. We know that pandemic anxiety and lockdown isolation can exacerbate mental health issues in children. Even the pandemic, about 12% of school-age children and adolescents already were having struggles with depression and anxiety. Now add the pandemic fears and isolation to that. You can see that that can be an issue. So we talked about the indirect impact of COVID on our mental health and brain health. What about the direct impact? Well, the reason why COVID is such a dreaded disease is that once you get this problem in your lungs, it causes an inflammatory cascade known as the cytokine storm. I'm not going to try and ask you to remember all the alphabet soup of what the cytokines are, but suffice it to say that these cytokines affect every part of your body, starting from something as simple as fever, all the way to damaging the liver, the kidney, and even the brain. And when people actually have this kind of chronic inflammation, we know that it can affect different areas of the body. Now, let me quickly digress. That we know the difference between acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. Acute inflammation is what you get when maybe you scrape yourself, or you burn yourself, or you have a fracture. The first few days, you have that acute inflammation, right? But what happens then is that if it becomes chronic, as in some different types of illnesses, then it causes issues. And chronic inflammation is the root cause of many ailments, including heart disease. Many people don't know that. Neurological problems, including something like Alzheimer's, has been traced to chronic inflammation. Autoimmune issues like rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, lupus, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, even diabetes. All of these conditions, the root cause is chronic inflammation. So how does that apply to COVID-19? Well, what happens then is if you have problems with your gastrointestinal tract, something called leaky gut, that your gut is hyperpermeable, you are more prone to having issues with chronic inflammation because the virus can get into your gastrointestinal tract, and about 80%, 70 to 80% of immune cells are in the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. That can cause an inflammatory cascade, and that inflammation is going to affect every part of your body, including all the way to your brain. So that's one pathway. Now let's think of something else. When you're stressed, that produces hormones. It produces cortisol. Cortisol is an inflammatory hormone, and it will actually contribute to your gut being more leaky, and it would exacerbate the problems with leaky gut and chronic inflammation. So it is actually a bidirectional issue. So for you to be healthy, both emotionally and also cognitively, you want your gastrointestinal tract to be intact. Now, when people have recovered from COVID, for those that are fortunate enough to recover, a sizable proportion go on to develop chronic ailments, especially with regards to the brain. This is an article that I abstracted from Science. And basically what it said was that, and this is a journalist who basically, and she's relatively young, by the way, after recovering from COVID, she started to have problems, waxing and waning. She's struggling with muscle aches and pains, difficulty with memory, difficulty organizing, difficulty learning. So all of those issues she's plagued with after experiencing COVID-19. So we can see that it's one thing to recover from the acute illness. It's another thing to manage the chronic symptoms following recovery. And that can be brain health related too. So what can cause neuroinflammation? We already talked about infections, like viruses such as COVID would be one of those. We briefly talked about intestinal permeability. Dysbiosis is when you have the wrong type of bacteria that overpopulates your gastrointestinal tract. Diet is very important, as we'll see in a little bit more. Inflammatory diet, such as the Sad American diet, it's high calorie, low nutrition diet. Those help to perpetuate neuroinflammation. If your cortisol level is high because of stress, if you have nutritional deficiencies, if you're exposed to different kinds of toxins like lead or arsenic in the water, if you have autoimmune issues like rheumatoid arthritis, if you've sustained major trauma, and that trauma does not have to be physical trauma, it could be psychological trauma, such as losing a loved one. If your body, if you're naturally predisposed to having a slow detoxification pathway in your liver, if you have a metabolic disease like diabetes, and of course, as we increase in age, right, we tend to have more neuroinflammation. And so what would that manifest as? It can manifest as depression, anxiety, brain fog, memory loss, ADHD, autism spectrum, insomnia, and dementia. We're not saying that neuroinflammation is the only cause, but we're saying it's one of the most important root causes, and it can exacerbate those situations when they're existing already. All right, so we got all the bad news out of the way. Let's talk about the good news. What can you really do, to help your brain to function as best as it can, given all the challenges that we're faced with? Well, there are 6 pillars of brain health. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but very briefly, you see them here on this slide. I'm going to talk about 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them, that you can actually start to implement in your daily life as of today. The first thing, the big E word that a lot of us do not like to hear, it is called exercise. You got to move it to keep it, 20 to 30 minutes a day, 3 to 5 days a week. And it has a lot of benefits for your brain. The neurochemicals that protect the brain and help promote brain cell repair would be better produced when you exercise, improves your memory, better attention, you're able to make better decisions, you're able to multitask, and it promotes the growth of new nerve cells. So that's a very important reason why you should exercise. Now, this is also very important. 7 hours of good quality sleep. Please remember the good quality. It's not just the quantity, it's the quality. Big return on investment when you sleep the way you should. Increased energy, sharper concentration and focus. The same things that you get with energy. Improvement in your immune health. Everybody needs to have a tip-top shape. Your immune health needs to be in tip-top shape at this time. So overall improvement in physical health when you get good quality sleep. Many people struggle with sleep. And so we want to see what we can do about that. Now, we talked about stress. Stress is the ultimate, one of the areas where you can really chew up your brain batteries when you're stressed. The most common sources of stress are when people have health conditions, or they have money problems, or they have relationship problems. We'll give you some pointers for what you can do with your health, and also with, you know, financial freedom. We may not be able to solve your relationship problems on this call, on this Zoom call, but at least if you can take care of the first two, the third one will probably improve. All right, so let's talk about nutrition. This is a biggie. The research has shown, it's now incontrovertible evidence that what you put in your mouth affects your brain health. The research has shown that diet is very important for what's going on with your brain cells. The best diet that's out there for brain and cognitive function is the MIND diet. I'm not going to read it out in full. It's out there on your slide to read it. It is a combination of two diets, the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet. Now, this is very effective even in people who already have cognitive decline from something like Alzheimer's. They found that it actually stayed that decline, and some people actually improved. What does that consist of? Mainly plant-based phytonutrients. You see some of that on the screen, and very healthy fats. Omega-3 fatty acids, very, very important for your brain. And so I'm just gonna let that sink in for a little bit, but we do have additional solutions for you. One of the challenges is really keeping to the diet. A lot of people find it challenging, but I encourage you to look into getting this type of wholesome diet into your schedule. There are challenges though with that, and Melissa is going to talk a little bit more about that later in this presentation. All right, there is a topic that you may not have heard about. It's an emerging science in medicine that your provider may not have talked to you about. It's called nutritional psychiatry. And the research has shown conclusively that there is a link between nutritional quality and mental health. In fact, what they found is that right from when that baby is in the womb, whatever the mother eats, the nutrients that get passed across, if it's deficient, it can be implicated in serious mental health disorders. And in young children and in adolescents, they found that unhealthy diet is linked to poorer mental health. And this scientist, and this paper was published in the Lancet Psychiatry, so this is a high quality journal. And this was an international consortium of about 18 specialists, 18 scientists. And what they concluded was that diet is as important to psychiatry as it is to cardiology, endocrinology, and gastroenterology. And what they also said is that many nutrients have a clear link to brain health, including, and just note what those nutrients are, omega-3s, B vitamins, especially folate and B12, choline, iron, zinc, magnesium, SAM-E, vitamin D, and amino acids. And they specifically said, while we advocate for this to be consumed in the diet where possible, additional select prescription of these as nutraceuticals, that is nutrient supplements, may also be justified. This is the Lancet Psychiatry. So what are the top brain boosting nutrients? It's the DHA. You find it in fish oil. You also find it in certain plant seeds like chia seeds. Resveratrol, turmeric. That's a potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant agent. Probiotics. Now we talked about dysbiosis earlier on and leaky gut. Prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, those are very important for gut health. Alpha lipoic acid, it's a powerful antioxidant that's very helpful for the brain and the nervous tissue. Vitamin D. And many of these products that help the brain, they also help your immune system. So the immune system and the brain, the heart, this is my buy one, get one free. When you take care of your brain, you take care of other parts of your body as well. So now with that, I would like to turn this over to Melissa Auburn. I'm going to make her the host right now. While I'm doing that, I would like you to please type in the chat box who invited you. We want to say thank you to them. And Melissa, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I've made you the host. Thank you so much. I would like to see that chat box going. Please, let's see who invited you. I want to welcome you. once more to this presentation.
Awesome. And I will take over from here as we're hearing from everybody in the chat box. And welcome and thank you, Dr. O. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and I'm happy to present the next portion of this for you all to really give you some solutions to what Dr. O has just presented with you for cognitive and brain health through a company called Pure. Pure stands for People United, Reaching Everyone. And, you know, we are a 12-year-old health and wellness company based out in Dallas, Texas. And, you know, we are international, 11 countries. So if you haven't heard of us yet, you will probably, you know, now and hopefully to spread to your family and friends. But we have a wellness advisory board of medical doctors and a pharmacist as well that help to teach and educate us on this plant-based whole raw philosophy I'm going to show you today. And we also have about 7 products in the physician's desk reference. And that really speaks volumes to what's on our label is in our bottle. You know, we really strive for the best quality organic plant-based nutrition you can find. Now, you know, food is medicine. We really want to stress that as I walk you through this, because you are what you eat and you become what you don't eliminate. And it's all connected. Your gut, your brain health, you know, every bite you take is either healing the cells in your body or damaging them. And I never really looked at food like that before. And I realized we live in a really toxic world, from our air, our food, and our water. And we really need to pay attention to, you know, again, every bite we take to heal it. It's not about eating less food or dieting. It's really about getting your body to absorb the proper nutrition. What do most people do? Well, they try to, you know, go to the stores and kind of piecemeal their health together. And most of the time they have little to no success with that because there's a lot of synthetic vitamins and supplements on the market. And it's very kind of confusing who to trust and what is going to work well for you in your body. So that's what we're here to provide for you today. Pure is really one-stop shopping for you and your entire family, whether it's cognitive health, brain health, building your immune system, weight loss, increasing energy, having proper sleep, which we just heard is so important, having enough energy so your body can get up and get moving is huge. Okay, so I do want to stress, you know, there is something for everyone as I walk you through this philosophy. So first, we're going to talk about what that philosophy means. And it's called Cleanse, Balance, and Build. It's an age-old philosophy backed by science and will never change. If you can cleanse the toxins out of your body, we're a little bit all in toxic overload, balance your pH and your hormones, really want to alkalinize the body to help prevent illness and disease. We're all about prevention here at Pure. And then to build up your cells with actual nutrition that your body knows what to do with and recognizes as food. If you live by this philosophy, your body has the ability to heal itself, to ward off disease and infection. So, you know, I don't prevent or cure anybody's illness or disease, nor do these products. We're providing you stuff that will help the body heal itself. So I'm going to touch on what we call here our Core Plus products, 7 items that if you really can start to flood your body with, I'd be shocked if you didn't see increased energy and better digestion, increased improvement in your sleep, your mood, right, your cognitive and brain health. So we're going to show you what this is all about. Cleansing is step 1, to cleanse out all 7 channels of elimination: your liver, kidneys, lungs, lymphatic system, skin, blood, and colon. It's a little dropper, also comes in vegan capsules. We take in the evening when you go to bed. Think of it like giving yourself that healthy oil change to get the junk out of your body that is trapped inside. That's really the first pillar of health. You can't put a lot of good stuff in without getting the bad stuff out first. It's very gentle on the body, and it's a non-fasting cleanse. Step 2 is that blue bottle you see there called Goyin. It's a 5,000-year-old Asian recipe of 20 superfruits that are cooled and warmed together. It's the yin and yang of whole body balance. It even has a clinical study to increase mind, mood, and vigor, wonderful B vitamins. Again, a great way to balance out the body. As Dr. O mentioned, you know, when we're stressed, and our cortisol level rises, right? And we have our body then storing fat and throwing things out of whack hormonally. We want to keep things in balance. You know, 1 in 6 Americans are on an antidepressant. that is a pretty scary thing. You know, it's got about 10 seconds of benefits and 45 seconds of side effects. So we want to help people balance that out naturally using food. Step 3 is to build your cells up with good nutrition. So we have a Daily Build multivitamin plus, and I'm going to show you the ingredients in that in just a moment, but really to build your cells up and keep on the defense in this toxic world we live in. Our next product is called Energy, and this is really a focused food. You drink it in about 6 to 8 ounces of water. I usually put it in my body first thing in the morning, a little bit of natural caffeine to wake up the brain. So this is brain food. So we're talking about cognitive health and brain health. It makes the neuroreactors in your brain fire. You've got B vitamins, wheatgrass, spirulina, no sugar added, and you can drink it hot or cold. So those top 4 products I just mentioned to you are in the physician's desk reference, and you can discuss them with your doctor. Next, we're going to add on 3 pillars of health as well, from reducing inflammation aiding in some great nutrition that most people are depleted in. One is omega-3s that Dr. O mentioned. We have Mila. This is a plant-based, gluten-free food that you can cook and bake with. It has 3,000 milligrams of omega-3s in a 2 tablespoon serving. So Mila is a micro-sized chia seed that's grown down in Peru at high elevations. It's cleaned and fractionated open for you so your body can absorb it. And we've done the blood work and studies to prove it, even children on the spectrum, and you're going to hear some testimonies today at the end of this about the great results, even from a cognitive standpoint with children. Organic sulfur. Inflammation is a big root cause of illness and disease as well, especially with the brain. So organic sulfur reduces inflammation, oxygenates your blood, creates new cells in your body. It's great for your skin, your joints, so many things. I mean, the list is pretty lengthy, but you know, it's a mineral. Organic sulfur comes from the lignin in pine trees. It looks like white kosher salt, and you can dissolve it in a clear liquid pretty rapidly and introduce to the body slowly. It also does detox the liver as well, but it's the number 3 mineral your body can't live without. So a wonderful addition to supplement in. And last but not least is liquid coral calcium with magnesium. Now your body needs calcium, magnesium together absorbed properly. Now we've got vitamin D3, selenium, boron, and vitamin K, so it's shuffled to your bones rapidly. Most people try to take a calcium pill separately. That gets lodged in their intestines. So we want to make sure you're getting it absorbed into your body and that it is working for you. So that is our Core Plus philosophy. Again, to highlight for cognitive health, especially, this is a cleanser, balancer, and builder in the body, our Mila. Omega-3s, you've got fibers, insoluble and soluble fiber, iron, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, and more. It's a powerful superfood that should be incorporated into everybody with a body's regimen every day of life. So we're so thankful for that. And of course, our Daily Build. So many people try to piecemeal it together, right? The resveratrol, the CoQ10, they want heart health, they want turmeric, they want methylated B vitamins, trace minerals, amino acids. We have it all in here for you in a plant-based form where your body recognizes it as food. So that is the difference right there. 1 ounce with food in your belly every day, or up to 4 vegan capsules. Okay, so pretty amazing blend that you'll see there. Next, I want to touch on a superstar product we have here at Pure called Pure Excel. This is a tri-technology of glutathione, superoxide dismutase, and alloacemannan, which really is a wonderful master antioxidant in the body. We're looking to target your cells at a cellular standpoint for healing, and every cell in your body needs glutathione, okay? Every cell in your body needs glutathione. So we really want to have a bioavailable form for you to absorb it and get those great benefits from fighting free radicals or oxidative stress, right? And aiding in sleep and so many different factors. The stories are mind-blowing in Pure Excel from a cellular standpoint, and I really consider it that icing on top of the cake for your whole health journey. Detoxing the body is huge for so many points. You know, the gut-brain connection is a big deal. And when you detox the body from the inside out, you really get that overall gut health, okay? Metabolic reboot. Whether you're looking to deal with any of these issues listed here, and or weight loss, you know, we've got a wonderful detox program for you. It's an entire kit put together with a daily calendar and a food guide. So people always ask me what to eat, what not to eat. We've done the homework and science for you. Those that follow it get results, and we're here to hold your hand through the process. It's something I live by 7 days every month and a full 28 days every 3 months to give my body that reboot and deeper cleansing from the inside out. It's really for anyone. If you've got leaky gut, like Dr. O mentioned, you know, you're gonna wanna take a look at this program as well from the healing from the inside out standpoint. Here are some great results of people as well that have started to live by this philosophy and or follow our detox program. So now I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Nkam Okpala, if she'll jump on and show her face there. She is part of Victory Medical Clinic, and the top of your head there, just tilt your camera so we can see all of you. Share a little bit about your background and some information as well.
All right, can you all see me better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Melissa and Dr. O. That was very, very informational and very educative. It's always awesome to hear this over and over again because it just gives validation on why we actually do this. So my name is Nkam Okpala. I am a wife, a mother of 4 children. Myself and my husband own a primary care practice in the state of New Jersey, in East Orange and in Hackettstown. And we have been practicing together, both of us, over 3 decades. He more than I, of course. I've been practicing for over 14 years now. 4 years ago, about 5 years ago, I had my 4th child, and I was over 300 pounds in weight, and there was really no solution. I was losing my health. I was being a poor example to my children, and a poor example to my patients as well. And quite frankly, I prayed for relief because there's no one thing we can actually do as physicians that can actually solve the problem. So eating better or eating less and exercising wasn't cutting it, right? You starve yourself, you try to like work out, you try to do the things that you know to do, but you still weren't getting results. And I prayed for an opportunity to get healthy myself and my family and to share that with my patients as well. And thank God someone told me about this, and I've been using it ever since. So I started, I always say I lost 4 toddlers, over 150 pounds, and I've kept it off and improving my muscle mass, working out, eating better. And I actually brought that into my practice, got rid of prescription medication in our home. Now, people say, why do you do this? I mean, you went to school and you were taught pharmacology, no teaching on nutrition, and it's because it works. It's because I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to share this with my patients and give them choices. Because most of the time when patients come to see clients, I mean, the physician in the office, their thought process is, oh, I'm going to get a prescription medication and to solve all the problems. However, most patients are on 20, 25 medications, and they started with just 1. So if it's solving the problem, why are we getting sicker? Why are we more inflamed? Why are we more toxic? It's because we're not doing the right thing. We're taking care of our cars, we're taking care of the outside, but the inside is really junky and it catches up with the outside, right? So my joy is I'm able to offer my patients, you're having this problem right now. Let's say we say hypertension or diabetes, and it's been going on for a long time, autoimmune disease, thyroid disorders. Would you want to continue prescription medication and we keep adding and increasing because your body will get used to it, it'll stop working, and then I have to add another medication, or I have to add another medication for an adverse effect? Would you want to continue that way? Or would you actually want to start taking care of yourself from the inside out with the philosophy of cleansing, balancing, and building your body? I will tell you, when I started, at least 1 out of 10 people thought I was crazy. I actually had a patient say, when she came to me for the first time and I told her about this, she said, oh my God, this is a crazy black doctor, right? And she told me, I'm so grateful that you told me that, because no one had ever told me about taking care of myself with food and supplementation. So that is why we do this, to give our patient choices, to let them take charge of their health. Health insurance, myself or your physicians, we are not in charge of your health. You are. Our job is actually to equip you, to educate you, which is what we've been doing since 12 noon today. So I hope you've gained that. All right, so the brain-immune-gut connection. Dr. O was really very thorough about the science behind the brain-immune-gut connection, right? So our gut is actually our first brain. Most scientists have actually said it's now our first brain, no longer the second brain, right? You have the vagus nerve that comes from the brain, right? The vagus means wandering. So it's always wandering. Wanders to the skin, wanders to the heart, wanders to different places, and it gets to the enteric nervous system, which is our gut. And you have something called a microbiome in your gut, which is a symbiosis of fungi, yeast, and viruses, right? What it helps is actually helps your gut function, because this is actually the powerhouse of everything. If this functions well, then everything actually starts to feel better. So the root of autoimmune disease, the root of hypertension, the root of diabetes, the root of mental disorders, neurocognitive disorders, depression, anxiety, insomnia, mood disorders, all right, unable to actually control our anger, control our behaviors. It starts with the gut. If your gut is congested, all these things start to decline. Neurotransmitters like serotonin, GABA, dopamine, all these things are produced in your gut. If your gut is clogged up and not functioning well, then of course you're going to have those disorders. And then you come to us and then we give you Prozac or we give you Zoloft. You're not deficient in Zoloft. You're not deficient in Prozac. You're deficient in nutrition and supplementation that we no longer have in our food. And that is the amazing thing about this company, is plant-based. So when my patients come and say, how do I get better? I said, high fiber, low fat diet. High fiber, carb is fiber. So when people say high fiber, does that mean I'm going to live with vegetables for the rest of my life? Yes, but you're going to eat other things as well, not just vegetables, right? So that is where we actually start. So I'll take, for example, someone comes to me with ADHD, which is what we're seeing now at kids. I had a 17-year-old start Zoloft the other day, and I did tell her parent about this, but people get scared and they feel if they don't start medication right now, their children are going to go into full-blown depression. And you try to educate them and say, no, they wouldn't. If you start actually taking care of their gut now, all those neurotransmitters will start being produced. And then they're going to improve their mood. They're going to get off those prescription medication or not even need it at all. So healing your guts with our cleanse, our balance, and our build are going on our daily build. The daily build has such juicy nutrition. I just love that product, especially the liquid, right? It has like what O said, resveratrol. It has glutamine, right? L-glutamine helps with craving. So those people that are actually alcoholics, those people that crave carbohydrates, right? We start with daily build and say, you know what, take this. Right? Once you take L-glutamine, it actually helps reprogram, first of all, heal your gut and reprogram your brain, increase your neurotransmitter production, and you see that craving actually starts to go down and down and down, right? So healing the gut is, like I said, I know it's something that we're going to keep saying for a long time, is really very important and key to good health. Now, you actually have more bacteria DNA than human cells. So we're actually more bacteria than human. It's actually in a ratio of 10:1. So when you feed this microbiome with plant-based nutrition, our probiotics has pre and postbiotics. So our probiotics are really very good. Now we do prophylactic and therapeutic doses, right? Prophylactic should be about between 8 to 10 billion CFU of a mixture, not just one strain, a mixture of strains. Your diet should be diverse, right? So you should have all these things. And digestive bitters are things that actually help improve your gut health as well. Spirulina, chlorophyll, all these things increase circulation, and all these things are in our products in organic, whole health, good for you proportions. Sometimes, like I said, I double or triple the dose depending on how bad the situation is. Once we start therapeutically, then I start to back off. So I'm really very aggressive at the beginning. I can increase your dose to about 2 to 4 ounces of something. I'd recommend that you take 4 to 6 tablespoons of Mila, depending, right? So it depends on that situation, and then I slowly back off to become prophylactic as they get better and as I wean them off their medications. So that is really what we do in Victory Medical Clinic, and this is how we actually apply it, not just in the clinic, but outside our practice as well. So I have someone coming on. I have Brian's coming on. If Brian can unmute himself and let us know how the products how he has been taking the products and the effects the products have had on him. Brian, are you here?
Hello, doctor. Yes, I am here.
Awesome, awesome. So this is Brian. He's my medical assistant's wife. Husband, right? Husband.
Yes.
I'm here to finish my meal this morning, so my cognitive function is just like halfway right now. So awesome, Brian. So tell us how. Well, first of all, what are you taking? What have you done? What is the difference between when you started the products and now?
So right now, well, since I've been taking these products for the last 6 months now, I started off with the daily build in the morning, and then with the Goyan.
Okay.
I'm sorry, hold on. All right, started with the Goyan, and then with the daily build, and then at nighttime I was taking the calcium, and they were working pretty well. When I started to see the best results is when I started doing the cleansing, the detox, the 7-day detox. At first, I'm not gonna lie, it was very difficult, but I felt the immediate impact that it had on my body in a positive way. I only ended up doing it for 2 weeks, but I was able to shed down 8 pounds. I was at 180. I was down to 172. I lost 2 inches from my waist. So I did see the results from there. Obviously, the intermittent fasting and just like the portion control really did help on top of that. But the products were amazing. You know, everything like the vanilla meal replacement, it tasted really good. The energy, the coffee, it felt like I was drinking regular coffee. What else was I taking? I was also taking the probiotic, the organic sulfur, mixed it in with my orange juice, or mixed it in with some of my shakes with the hydrate. So it went down a lot smoother. Yeah, I mean, overall, the products have done really, really, really good things for me. I'm a store manager, so in retail, you know, I'm constantly having a lot of stress on me, and my anxiety is to be up to the roof. And ever since taking the products and going through the 2-week cleanse, my anxiety isn't there. I'm able to deal with my situations a lot better. I'm also, obviously, I always have so much going on in my mind. I'm able to think a lot clearer now, with decision making, and it's really helped me. Now my whole family is on the products. Literally everyone's asking, what are you guys taking? You know, you guys look great. You guys feel great. And they want to know more about it. So obviously my wife and I have other people in the family that are also taking the products, and it's just expanding more and more. So it's definitely a product that I stand by, and, you know, all my friends and my family and people that I care about, you know, I really want to let them know what an amazing product this is, not only because for the business part, but also because it's impacting our health in a positive way.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate your time today. So keep getting healthy. I'm looking for more and more testimonies, okay, from you, all right, regarding, first of all, the weight loss and then the anxiety. Now that it's 0, we want to keep it at 0. So you're currently at maintenance, I'm assuming. And guys, remember what Brian said. He just did it for 2 weeks. So it's a 7 to 28 day detox, right? He gave it his all.
Yeah.
I'm sure the next time you get on it, you'll probably actually push further, maybe a week further or so, to actually get to 28 days. So awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Brian, for your time. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right, Melissa, I'll be over to you.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys got a lot out of that. So you're probably wondering, how do you get started with all of this? And, you know, we have some great, exciting opportunities for you today. So I just want to recap the Core Plus products that I mentioned, really a baseline to start. You know, normally as a preferred customer here at Pure, it's about $269.95, but we have a special going on from now until Monday. And that is going to bring it down to $229. So really less than $10 a day for your health to get started, which is an amazing opportunity. We also have an example of our Core 4 products. again, capsule or liquid version, which is our baseline kind of core philosophy here at Pure. Normally $139.95. You can now get for $118.95 now through Monday. So again, a nice option just to jumpstart your health. Now, if you're a family and you want to dive in deeper and you want to flood your system with this plant-based nutrition, we have other packages that are heavily discounted. A wonderful one called Be Healthy, which is, again, a great way to get introduced to our product line and have some ideas for some breakfast foods, our shake, our super fruits, and our probiotics for gut health. And again, both of these packages are discounted, an additional 15% off now through Monday. The Be Fulfilled package is amazing. If you've got a family of 4 or 5 people that you want to be able to have access and not run out, this is the best deal for you. Now, if you're like me and you really want to have access to everything and then some, including our Pure Excel and our immune support products, you're going to want to take a look at this special package that was just put together called the Pure Fire Family Package. Again, discounted now through Monday for enough for you and your family for quite a while to flood your body, build your immunity, and aid in your cognitive health. Of course, you can pick and choose, and we're here to help point you in the right direction to find what works for you. How to get started is getting back with the person who invited you. We have a preferred customer program where you can enroll for free and get, again, normally 25% off the retail price. Now through Monday, it's an additional 15% off on top of that. So I showed you some of those prices. You can also choose to be part of our rewards program where you can earn rewards points and free product along the way. So we really want to give you one-stop shopping to all things health and wellness. If you're like, how do I get that paid for? I want to do that. You know, we can definitely lock arms with you and show you how you can share this with other people to earn commission back as well. All we do is show videos and share our stories and our testimonies like you just heard, and connect people with someone like myself, Dr. Encam or Dr. Asanubi, even Esther Anasina, to answer your questions. We're here to support you. It's just an online membership. I want you to think of it like Amazon meets Costco and Whole Foods all mixed together into one. You can learn more about the products on purelifechangers.com. This is a website put together from a physician assistant with all her research. So if you want to know more about what these products may do for you and great information on them, please check out this website. And you can also ask to be added to our Facebook community called Changing Lives with Pure. This is where we're going to show you some wonderful testimonies that you can learn more about. So these testimonies I'm going to share with you here just really want to highlight, you know, what is possible. Again, we're not making any claims to prevent, cure, treat your illness or disease. But, you know, here's an example of someone who started the products 9 months ago. You know, she didn't have any major health issues, but she had mild anxiety, some frequent UTIs, and she was always tired. You know, people try to change their diets all the time and you don't get any results. But after using these products, she noticed her energy level increased, her anxiety levels decreased, no longer getting UTIs, and even her nails and hair grew like crazy. She finally has her memory back and sleeps like a baby. She also started giving the products to her 4 children, and she haven't had to call out of work once for them being sick at school. So that was huge, considering there's 4 of them under the age of 10. You know, this is for your children as well to build up their immune systems. So that is an exciting testimony there. Here's another one. You know, taking Pure, you know, for quite a while, but within the first 3 weeks, noticed a drastic decrease in chronic pain and migraines. You know, short time later, able to, you know, work with their doctor to reduce the antidepressant medication they were on. We always encourage you to work with your physician, especially if you're looking to wean off medicine. She started participating in other activities, was actually able to get off, you know, her Allegra D and environmental allergy medication, and now has completed the detox several times and has lost up to 45 pounds. So again, getting the body to heal and get it to function properly. Her children have benefited from the products as well. Her youngest is no longer on Singulair, which has been taken, he's been taken for 9 years of his life. And his oldest is no longer on ADHD medications, thanks to flooding their body with this system. Here's another one, a little over a year ago, you know, he was diagnosed with ADHD for their son, learning processing delay disorder, and had some behavioral issues. They were trying all different kinds of meds, which were making him very sick. So eventually they dove into Pure, they went all in. They consumed the products, and it was mind-blowing for them to see how their son is doing so amazing now. No more school calls, no more teacher emails. His grades went from Fs to A's, B's, and C's. His mood changed and he was happy again. So very grateful to have Pure in their household. And it, again, truly a gift to have their son back. And lastly, this was starting to take Pure a week ago. The Core 4 philosophy that I mentioned to you, adding on calcium, probiotic, and organic sulfur, prepping for future pregnancy, losing some weight, and of course, wanting to get off anxiety medication. So you can see here their anxiety medication daily dose that they were taking for 12 years, they decreased by half within the first 2 days. Also, their nerve pain from a car accident they were dealing with, you know, greatly vanished. You know, and you can see if you stop taking the organic sulfur, that pain is going to come back. We want to make sure that we get the body to start the healing process and reduce that inflammation. Since starting Pure, I've drastically decreased anxiety medication and stopped taking Advil, Claritin, and Flonase. People are noticing the glow and better coloring in their skin, which is all wonderful side effects of a plant-based system. And lastly, I've been taking our Pure products for 7 weeks, and I'm happy to report my insomnia is gone. I'm off anxiety meds, my wrist no longer hurts, and that my only option was to have surgery on the relief of the pain. So no longer needed steroid shots, feeling better than they have in years. So these are just some wonderful testimonies we wanted to share with you. So now I'm going to bring back Dr. Ahsanubi on here as well, because we want to encourage you to get back to the person that invited you here today. We know people are jumping on from all over the place. And Dr. O, if you are there.
I am here, but it's not allowing me to start my video. So maybe you want to make me a host again? Thank you.
Yep, let me do that. And you can explain this slide. Let's see if I can find you. Where'd you go? Oh, you're both under
yes, Adishina. So
okay, let's see that, and let's make you the host. Okay, there you go.
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa. It's wonderful to have heard all of this information. Very helpful, very helpful. So do not be a doer of the work. Do not be just a hearer. You want to be a doer. And what we want to do is encourage you to do just that. We have this wonderful promotion going on this weekend by Monday, right? It ends on Monday. You have 15% off for pretty much all of the products except for the skincare line. For those who came into this presentation through CHP, Cedar Health Prep School, there's a special promotion going on right now. We know back to school can be tough on parents. So if you want to make an investment in the Pure products, we have some gift cards that we would use to encourage you to do that. And they're limited supplies. So please text your name to 848-702-1015, or you can send me an email, puremd@tfhassociates.com, to take advantage of that opportunity. So we want you to get started today to get your life back. Thank you so much. Melissa, if you want to just advance to the last slide, or would you like me to share my screen? Okay.
I made you the host, so I'm not sure.
Okay, all right, so yeah, just going. All right, I'll share the last slide. Actually, it's we're almost there. Just bear with us. It's really just to say, you know, it's the last slide to say we look forward to getting you started on this journey with Pure, and get back to the person who invited you. Don't forget that we have that 15% off that site-wide. And if you want to hear more about our company, please go to Live Pure Global. You can connect with us that way, or go to livepure.com. And that's basically the information that we have to share with you today. And thank you so much for joining us again. We want you to go back to the person that invited you, and we look forward to welcoming you to the Pure family. Thank you so much.
It's open to questions.
Yes, this is a great time for questions. All right. If you have questions, we would like to take your questions. Please type it in the chat box, and we will take your questions. Thank you. Let's see.
You can also unmute yourself.
Yes.
And ask the question. You have the option to do that also.
Can you see the chat box? Right. Do people have any questions?
Thank you very much for the presentation. This is Adira from Nigeria.
Yes, Dr. Adedapo, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to hear your voice. Appreciate it. And you and your husband, thank you.
Yes, thank you. But I heard the cost analysis and breakdown that spending $1 a day on your health is not too much. And even the official, conversion rate is 383 or 386, but it's as high as over 400. So if you're saying 500 to $1, that's almost 5,000 naira a day. In a place like Nigeria, I just wonder, that really caught my fancy that I needed to ask. That saying, even sometimes you say that many people don't even earn that much,
Yeah,
so
that's an excellent question, Dr. Adedapo, and I'm going to answer that in part, and then Mrs. Additional can join in because she has a lot of experience with the Nigerian market. First of all, Pure is in Nigeria, and Pure came to Nigeria for that very reason, to help people with their health because of the lower life expectancy in Nigeria. And so there are products in Nigeria, and they're heavily discounted. So the prices here are for the United States market. The products are heavily discounted in Nigeria, and it's in Naira that you purchase in Naira. So you don't have to worry about, converting. And even the conversion rate that Pure uses in Nigeria is $1 to 370. So Pure has done everything to make sure that people who ordinarily would not be able to afford these products can afford them. The other thing to bear in mind is that Pure also has a business opportunity. We recognize that, people are struggling in their lives financially. So it's not just for products. There's a business opportunity related to the Pure products. So a lot of people, myself included, use that business opportunity to be able to afford the products for my entire family. So the business opportunities are there, not just for products, but also as an extra stream of income to also relieve people of that financial stress, so that you can actually start thriving again. So Pure has actually thought about everything. All right, that's a wonderful question. Thanks so much for asking.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? We would love to hear from you.
And if I can just add, with Nigeria, actually in the month of July we had a highest sale in Nigeria, $2 million US. Because people are actually looking for extra source of income. A lot of people are laid off their job. So this opportunity for them to be able to earn income. You can join Pure at 0 Naira, and you get bonus as you bring in people. For example, if somebody in Nigeria just see that somebody has medical issue and your IBO, your downline, bring the person in for 60,000, that person without even being and buying any product, she's going to earn 11,100 Naira. If she's an IBO that signed up herself with 60, if she signed up herself, I think the internet, yeah, if she sign herself up for 60,000 naira, for each person that comes with 60,000 naira, she's going to earn 14,800 naira. So by the time you sign in 4 people, you have your investment back, and then you keep signing. As long as people are seeing changes, they're going to continue to order the product. I have a lot of people on my team because when they feel better, they share it. We have a lot of doctors. Actually, today they are doing a medical symposium in Nigeria with doctors at the National Medical Association and all those stuff, that they are using this product for their clients and they are seeing results and they bought in. We have strategic partnership with Nigeria Medical Association, with Nigeria Pharmaceutical Association, because some of them actually came to Texas to see the facility, to see what we're doing, and they bought into it. So it's helping them to improve their health, and as they're improving their health, they're going to be earning income. So if you have people in Nigeria, you can connect them to me, to Dr. O, and then we can just tell them how they can help improve their. We have Dr. Etuk, we have other people, they earn anything between 50,000 naira to 500,000 naira a week in Nigeria. That speaks volume, you know. It's life-changing for a lot of people, despite the economy. So,
as a matter of fact, I had attended the 1-year anniversary of Pure in Nigeria before I actually joined Pure. That was an eye-opener for me, and that was like, okay, this is it. I'm all in. I'm taking massive immediate action. And I actually heard that from a Nigerian, by the way. Take massive immediate action if you really want your life to get better. So, you know, for me, it was like, listen, this is a no-brainer. From a health perspective, from a wealth-building perspective, it made a lot of sense. Okay. All right. Any other questions? You seen anything in the chat box? Please, we would love to hear from you if you have any questions. Otherwise, please get back to the person that invited you. And thank you very much for your time. We know it's a Saturday. You could be doing many other things and you chose to join us. So we're very, very appreciative. Thank you.